All right, good evening and welcome to the Pownal School District's Board of Education meeting for Wednesday, January 16th. First thing on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. If we could stand. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I ask the chair that we could amend the agenda for two items, which will require the board to take a vote. Would like to, under action items, financial, vote approval of your FY 20 budget. Thank you. And under superintendent's report, I have a proposal for substitute rates, and I'm requesting action on that too.
Okay, so we need a motion to amend the agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All right, it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with public comments. Do we have any public comments? Okay. Moving right down to action items. Financial, the treasurer's report
So moved.
for December.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All right, it's unanimous.
Motion we approve the FY '20 budget.
So I'll just give you a brief explanation. I know, our attorney, Steve Stitzel, has recommended that we follow two parallel paths for next year's budget, to have the individual boards warn their budgets so that they can be voted on at town meeting in March, in case that the lawsuit in the courts or the legislature makes any changes. We are prepared budget-wise for that. And the other path that we will be following simultaneously is still planned for an organizational meeting of the Unified School District, the Southwest Vermont Union Elementary School District organizational meeting, which is tentatively going to be February 26th. We don't have that confirmed yet, so we will be moving both ways, which is a little bit different than what we were being told last week. So we're asking you to, you did your budget work with Renee. We're asking that you take a formal vote to approve your budget so we can warn it for the taxpayers.
So what I've just handed out is a slightly adjusted draft from what we saw of draft 2. And if you look at the bottom, I have the notes indicating what those changes are. So because this is focused solely on Pownal and not becoming part of a union elementary district, I bumped the board member count back up to 5. So, and the associated salaries with that. I added the $30,000 back into the capital reserve contribution line in case the board wanted to do that. And then, if you recall, I had combined all the treasurer salaries in the union elementary district. So potentially with them all remaining separate, I bumped the salary back up and added a 3% increase. Also just wanted to note that that $49,000 that we had for have for the school resource officer remains in this version. So, without going through all the other detail, you can just, if you flip to the back page, you can see what the estimated tax impact would be. So it's about 3 cents if everything remains the same. MAU will be hopefully voting on their budget tonight. So what's included in these figures here is the current draft of their budget, along with the most up-to-date information I have on equalized pupils.
What about the issue? Is that in here too?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the only question I'm going to ask the board is, did we say yes or no about keeping the $49,000 in for the resource officer? I guess I don't remember the final answer on that one.
I think you should leave it in.
I agree.
Had more you
You
might
don't have
ask.
to give everybody a machine gun.
So if you wanted to see what it would be like without it. Thank you.
So drops at a penny.
Yeah. leave it in.
Again, a note right at the bottom that indicates, so this is draft 3A. So that takes the $49,000 out, and then your 3-cent increase goes to a 2.13% increase. I also have a version 3B if you wanted to see what it would be without the school resource officer and also the contribution to capital reserve. I don't know if that's something that, if the boards actually do end up combining, if that's something that you would still want to do. It's kind of up in the air as to what happens with these, if we go to vote.
So, well, what was explained to me, I did ask our attorney specifically. So say that the merger goes forward and the town, and the organizational meeting happens on February 26th. So now it's formed. Yet we had warned for this vote, this budget vote. What happens with that budget vote? And Steve Stitzel said it would be null and void, because you still have to have the election to elect the officers for this board, the directors for this board. So we would know before town meeting day whether the vote was going to be valid, but it does not lock us into those figures.
Okay.
That was so the merged board would have the option to, they would not be locked in by what was voted by the residents. They would still have the option to build their own budget.
Okay.
But this is just kind of protection for all contingencies.
All right. So what is the board's pleasure? I heard two.
I say vote for the budget.
Draft 3, with the resource officer.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed? Okay, it passes.
Cindy, you're opposed?
I'm opposed, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's opposite.
Yeah, whatever, Jeff.
And thank you, Renee, for putting those
Yeah.
drafts again together quickly today as we scramble with this latest bit of information.
You done good. You done good.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate everything you do for this board, my dear.
What about me?
Truly do. Yes, of course. Okay, B, consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any questions on the consent agenda?
Is this where we have to add the, whatever Jim was talking about to begin with?
I think I did.
Oh, the sub-rates?
I could do it now, yeah. I said under the superintendent's report, but I can.
Oh, okay.
We can.
Sure, go ahead.
So this was voted on at the SU meeting. SU has voted on this. MAU will vote on it tonight. Woodford voted yes. Shaftesbury voted yes. So we've been having, as we've said before, we've been having trouble finding subs. This is, HR did a survey of surrounding school districts where our sub call is calling subs, and they said, well, I'm taking a position today in Hoosick Falls, or I'm taking one at the CDC. So this is in line with what those rates are, so we're asking you to support these increases. You can see in this report what the rates currently are and what they will go to. The question I'm asked is, like, you see the biggest increase is for teacher certified, but it's minimal budget impact for us right now because we do not have many subs who qualify for that rate, certified teachers who are subbing. In fact, it's pretty minimal. And Renee, along with Nick, reviewed this. At these rates, as I said, will have little impact on your budget for this year because currently you're all below your spending limits this far into the school year, so you're in good shape as far as your substitute rates, so you can afford to do this. And as you look at what the hourly rates are for what we ask these people to do, I don't think that is asking too much.
I know it's probably long overdue,
We haven't done it for
long time.
a long time.
as far back as he could see, it was 2008, I believe.
All
So,
right.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's true.
So can I just ask a
Yeah.
question, Jim?
Yep.
Minimum wage is $11, and that went in effect last year, so why haven't you guys gone up and increased, or was it because it was already in a contract?
Minimum wage was
Mm.
10.50 last year, and I
Yeah.
think it's 10.74 this year.
But it's still not at minimum wage, so why didn't it go up?
I don't have that answer. I don't know that.
Because by law, if minimum
Yeah.
wage goes up, you have to go up.
They definitely would have been paying
Okay.
minimum.
Yep. This rate chart is a couple of months old right now, so it could be that, but I'm gonna
It was
guess
10
that we're making, HR made that adjustment to pay everybody minimum
least
wage,
minimum
at least minimum wage.
Because
Okay,
now
yeah,
it's
because
$11.
Is it $11 now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So by rights, the pair positions should at least be $11.
And it's gonna be 11.43.
Right, okay. So I'm just saying, this old,
This,
current, what we have right now is not even minimum
oh, I
wage.
see, that's the old.
Should we entertain the idea of increasing it 9% from what the actual rate is right now, though?
No,
Or no?
No.
no. No.
Just
so I
to keep
see-
us in line.
No.
Yeah, but we want to keep all the other districts together.
So I'd have to take it all the way back to the other districts then, if you voted, anything different that's in this.
Oh, we like the buck
Sure.
trend.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering
Yeah,
why
'cause I
you
see
weren't
that-
at minimum wage, because it's required by law when minimum wage
Yeah.
goes up, that you pay the minimum wage.
But see, they are though. I was looking at the wrong
No,
one.
this is not minimum wage for,
Down here. This is.
this
been
is, yes,
proposed.
but this is not.
Oh,
What
We
they
did have a-
were currently paying.
But they're gonna be paying it, so.
Yeah, he put this together
Yeah.
in like November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the rate
Okay.
for
Yeah.
2018.
Okay, so, let's include this with our consent agenda. Or do you want to vote that separate?
It's not listed here, so I would probably vote
Let's
on
do
it
it
separately.
separate. Okay. All those in favor of the proposed rates?
And
We're gonna have
we haven't
some
done the
motion.
consent agenda yet, honey.
No, we're gonna do this separate and then the
Yeah,
consent.
but we already have a motion for the consent agenda on the board,
Okay,
or
all
on the table, excuse me.
right, John broke in on it. Okay,
So we
And-
have a motion and a second, correct?
Yep.
For the
Consent
consent agenda.
agenda.
any, is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. It's unanimous.
Okay, move we approve the rate proposal.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded on the proposed rates for the substitute rate proposal. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we're down to policies. Policy 5016, proficiency-based graduation requirements. This is to warn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion on this one? Are you still on the, you are, okay, you're it. Okay. All right, all those in favor of warning 5016? It's unanimous. Okay, now we're down to facilities update. That would be you, Mr. Kevin.
So, the updates we've done so far, and most of them went over Christmas vacation, we added, from some of our grant money that we got, we added 9 new blue lights in the building, 6 of them in bathrooms, 1 in the music room, another one in the gym, and 1 on the stage. All places where people at different times said they couldn't hear the announcements.
Oh, so blue lights.
Right, with the blue light coming on, we know we're in a lockdown. So if they're in the bathroom and they couldn't hear the announcements before, now the blue light comes on, they know we're in a lockdown. Same with the music room, because she has music going in there. You don't often hear Mr. Phillips' announcement. So those are all in place and going. We've added 6 new speakers, because if they were out on the basketball court playing and there was a lockdown, they couldn't hear. If they were out in the ball field, you couldn't hear it. The only places you could hear it was in the back. So we've added some speakers out front, speakers out there, and 2 new speakers out back.
Oh, we also have the blue lights on the building, correct?
We do.
Yes.
But this way here, they can hear it also. And we added 1 upstairs in the hall and 1 downstairs in the hall, so that if you're not in the classroom and you're someplace else, you can hear it very well now also.
And that was all through what grant money?
That was.
Excellent.
As far as the alarm, we've got all new motion sensors now, state-of-the-art ones. We've added a couple keypads and a couple more motion sensors. That's all done and up and running, and they're all on single wires now and not one where one goes. So that's all up and running.
That's a plus.
I did call and get a hold of a company on the tennis court, and the strobe lights are working.
Only in Pownal. We're pretty special.
I called on the tennis court and the basketball court,
Yes.
and over break, we lost enough snow where the guy did come down and looked at them. He's very busy, but he is getting together an estimate, but he says that in the shape they're in, he's gonna give us an estimate on taking up the blacktop, redoing the whole thing. Because he said if you try to seal the cracks that are there and the stuff that's peeling up, he said you're gonna spend a fair amount of money, and in a year's time, you're gonna be calling me saying, why is this coming up again? Because the stuff underneath is gonna be coming up.
And that's both the tennis and
Yes, he measured them up both and gonna give us a estimate on both of those. He was gonna try to I told him when the board meeting was, and he said, I'll try to have it, but I still haven't received it from him. He said he was very busy trying to get last minute stuff done. And I tried to call him today, but I didn't actually get a hold of him. And as far as the boiler, they were gonna start that. The burner itself was delayed because of the factory startup that we decided to go with, so it has to come from a different company. Everything is in everything is in the warehouse except for the burner itself and a couple of the circulator pumps. They were gonna start dismantling that next week, but because there's still a couple things on back order, he figured by the time they got it tore apart, and then the minute they get part of it tore apart, they're gonna send in Catamount to do the asbestos check. They're gonna overnight the test so that they can expedite that. But he doesn't wanna take us offline till everything's in, because we're right in the dead of winter and we don't wanna be without backup furnace. So we've decided, the week before vacation in February, everything will be here. They're gonna start on that Wednesday disassembling it, and then Catamount will come in, test it, and then the week of vacation, they'll change everything. So I thought that worked out well.
yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
You don't want
So-
to shut it off.
Yeah, we don't want to be with one boiler right now. So, especially with this weekend. So that's pretty much
Yeah,
all the updates.
excellent. See, Todd, you should be smiling. Tennis court, see?
I was smiling at the tennis court. I was, I,
Community.
that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Those are the things that we've really been trying to get moving along. So it looks like you did a good job,
Any other ones you were thinking of?
as usual.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you very much.
I
Thank
had it in my
you.
head for a while.
Okay. Superintendent's report?
I mentioned both the items I wanted to talk to you, all right, why we needed the budget vote and asking about the sub-rates, and that's kind of what's been occupying most of my time lately. I'll continue to email you as changes happen, but as of right now, we could not hold a organizational meeting, as you know, until after February 15th. We're going ahead we are gonna warn it, because if we wait to the 15th to warn it and have to wait the 30 to 45 days, we lose time. And we are concerned about walking back from when a budget would be approved. So if this merger is not delayed or put on hold and we move forward, organizational meeting would be potentially February 26th. And if the transitional board meets that night or soon after and warns a vote for the new initial board members, that'll be 30 to 45 days, which would put that election not until end of March, early April. And once those board members are elected and sworn in, then they would have their first meeting and hopefully warn the budget. But that needs 30 to 45 days, which means we would not vote on the budget until probably the second week of May. So it's a tight timeline. Renee's not worried at all.
No. Nothing to
And-
worry about.
No,
No.
as long as everything moves forward. But who knows, maybe we won't be going down that avenue at all, and that's why we're doing the two roads.
Right, good, that's good. And I think both roads are paved, so there's not gonna be a bumpy ride or anything. Okay.
Except in Shaftesbury,
Thank
they got a
you.
lot of dirt roads up there. So, yeah, well, here too. but-
Okay, principals report.
Okay, so we are in the middle of winter benchmarking assessments with MAPS and FastBridge. We want to make sure that we're on track to meet our goals for the year. Couple things that happened this week. Yesterday, we had the Vernon jump rope team here from Vernon, Vermont, and showing the kids how to promote fitness and movement. So it actually inspired a couple of our teachers to do maybe a spring after school program with the jump ropes.
Did you
So-
jump rope, yes?
I did not.
No.
Laura Boudreau was here, but I encouraged her to go up, and I don't think she wanted
did
to
not.
as well. But. And just want to thank Williams College and Jennifer Swope. She's the what they call the elementary outreach program, and the Hour of Code with Mr. Robertson and Mrs. C's class, 5th grade. They were on the front page of the Bennington Banner today. And
It was a very nice article.
Patricia,
Yeah, it was very
um,
nice.
was here with that program yesterday, and I think we're moving forward with a lot of the things this year with Williams College and Jennifer Swope, so we want to
Good.
thank Williams for that partnership.
Yeah, they've been very great. It's been a good thing to
It
be
has,
in
yeah.
partnership with Weems College.
So I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, short and
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen a
Now-
lot of each other lately. So.
Yeah. I didn't, Tammy, what is the third week in February? I did not mark it on my calendar. Is that vacation week?
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
It is
vacation week.
vacation week. Okay, so we have to decide when do we want to meet?
So I can ask, did you meet last, because not every board met in February because their budget was done and then waiting for them. So I don't know, did you meet last February? I know that
I don't remember.
Bennington
I
did
think we-
not.
I think, yeah.
Because we did,
Yeah, I think so.
we met in February at the
Right.
vacation?
No. we might
No,
not-
but we
yeah.
still met in February,
I think the only time we haven't met is in the summer.
in July.
Yeah, July, yeah, oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Well, we can't do it the Wednesday after because that's SVSU. And what's the one before it, the 10th?
The 13th.
13th?
Mhm.
What's everyone's?
Shaftesbury and, no, Shaftesbury's not meeting that night, so you could, Shaftesbury would be meeting on the 14th.
It's okay for you? John, is that all right for you?
Just remind me.
February 13th,
5:30?
5:30. Is that good for everybody?
Everyone has to wear red.
Excuse me?
Everyone has to wear red.
February 13th?
The next day's Valentine's Day.
Oh. All right, for
Yeah,
everyone.
so kind of as a warm-up, I think
Oh,
we
I
should all wear
see.
red.
You're gonna come in red?
Sure.
You should
Yeah.
be,
We'll see.
vacation.
We'll see.
I will if Todd does.
I'll be gone.
Red bow tie
Yeah,
or
me too.
something.
My cruise.
Good for you.
All right. I just wanted to mention that we had talked to, Angie and I had gone about a month ago to the select board and asked them about our buses. We are concerned if this new board comes on board. One thing we do not want to do is lose our buses for the one reason of transporting our children on field trips. It means more to us than anything. I think I speak for the board. So the select board have invited Angie and I back they're meeting next Wednesday,
Wednesday?
Thursday, I'm sorry. Joel gave me a lot of the breakdown, and I think you sent me some information too on the expenses, because that was one of the things they had asked for. Our goal is to have them take over 2 of our buses, and we want to sell the remaining 4. We only need to keep 2. I do believe, does Woodford use our buses too for field trips?
Occasionally, not very often.
Oak Hill.
Maybe a handful.
Oak Hill does.
Oak Hill does.
So it's more, it's not just Pownal, but our main concern is Pownal. So, I'm gonna go, and if Angie can make it, I'm gonna go to the select board next week and try as I may to try to explain to them the importance of them taking our buses. They were concerned about the expense, and that it's not gonna be a whole lot with just 2 buses, I mean, to insure them. And so hopefully we can convince them to do that. Just like we turned over the ball field in North Pownal where the old North Pownal school used to be. It is used every day in the summer by the children of Pownal for a ball field. And they took it over, and it's all taken care of. So my next goal, if they listen about the buses, is this building. I think they should take for $1, they should take charge of our school too. And then if they want to rent it to us, we pay rent or whatever. But I feel very strong after 18 years of fixing this building up. I don't know what the outcome is going to be as far as that new board goes, but I personally don't believe that they should have the right to obtain our property. It belongs to the town. I want to make sure the town keeps it and the school can use it. That's my goal, and I'm being upfront and honest. So, I don't know if the board has any questions or concerns. Am I doing that? I can't hear anything, so that's all I have to say. All right. Under FYI, the budget status report is included. The SVSU student enrollment for January is also included. And if there isn't any other business to come before the board.
We adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent, for coming to our meeting.